Taking a look at tax tips, the House passed a sizable tax bill giving a bigger child tax credit and reinstating some tax cuts for businesses. It moves on to the Senate. One of our favorite tax pros is here, Lisa Greene-Lewis. I understand Uncle Sam is making adjustments for last year's inflation. What can you tell us?
Yeah, so some of the key adjustments and tax law changes. First, the inflation adjustments. So those have increased the most we've seen in decades, about 7%. And inflation adjustments are like the standard deduction, increases in income brackets, or for instance, the earned income tax credit. So the standard deduction, that's $13,850 if you're single, $27,700 married filing jointly, and also the expansion of the income brackets. In simple terms, you can make more money this year, but be taxed at a lower tax rate. And then another change, the Inflation Reduction Act. So there was expansion of energy efficiency credits. So that's something to look out for if you bought an electric vehicle or made energy efficient improvements to your home. And then the child tax credit and some of the other provisions that were expanded under COVID relief. This isn't the first year that they reverted. Last tax season they reverted, but we wanted to highlight that because people did see lower refunds last year because they were used to that COVID relief. So just want to point out, like the child tax credit, child dependent care credit, those are still available. They just went back to what they were before.
How can Americans maximize their tax refund?
Yes. First, I would look at moves you made last year, because moves you make in your everyday life can help your taxes in a positive way. So if you bought a home, you're able to deduct home mortgage interest and property taxes. If you send your kids off to daycare, you can get child and dependent care credit. Or if you had a baby, there's so many different deductions and credits that you can get. So you want to look at that. And then second, you want to gather all your documents in one place so you don't leave anything out. Forms that report your income, as well as forms and receipts that have expenses worth deductible expenses. And then third, I would e-file with direct deposit. That's the fastest way to get your tax refund.
What tax trends are you seeing?
The end of last year, we put out a tax trend report and we saw several trends, but an interesting one that we're continuing to see is the increase in the amount of filers that are reporting income from side gigs or self-employment. We saw an increase from 6.7% to 8.1% of filers, including forms that indicate that they now are self-employed or have a side gig.
What options are available to people who need some guidance?
Yeah, so people who want extra help, they can come to TurboTax and you can get your taxes done by a tax expert virtually. And new this year, you can go to a local pro in your area and get them done as well. And then we have Intuit Assist, that's our AI-powered financial assistant. And that can do real-time error checks, deep explanations of what your tax situation is, and also fully translate the product in Spanish.
Thank you, Lisa. Check back anytime.
Okay, thank you.
Go to businessfirstam.com for where to see our show on TV.